Guys, welcome to the channel Biology Simplified, and in today's topic we are going to talk about immunohematology. Now, immunohematology is basically the branch of science which deals with two components, that is the immune system and the hematology. Whenever we are talking about the immune system, it is associated with the reaction between the antigen and antibody, and whenever we are talking about the hematology, it is basically the science of RBCs or the studies of the RBCs. And in this section we are going to see that how both this immunology and the RBCs related components are correlated with each other. Now, talking about the antigen present on the surface of RBCs, they basically designate the blood group. For example, if an individual has a blood group A, that means that individual is carrying A antigen on its cell surface. Now, if the individual is having the blood group B, that means that individual is carrying B antigen on its surface. And if an individual is having the blood group AB, that means that individual has both A antigen as well as the B antigen on its RBC surface, whereas those individuals which are having O blood group will show no antigenic components present on their surface. Okay, now this group of antigens or the blood surface antigens, they are basically a group of carbohydrates, and these carbohydrates get transferred from the genetic component to the surface component of the RBCs via a particular gene called as the H gene or H substance. Okay, now this H gene or H substance can occur in two forms. They can either occur in the form of the homozygous dominant form, that is the HH, or homozygous as well as the capital H, or the small h form, that is the heterozygous form. Okay, so in presence of these components, that is either capital H or capital H small h, or homozygous or heterozygous form, they basically produce an enzyme called as the fucosyl transferase. Now this fucosyl transferase, it transfers the fucose sugar. Now this transfer of the fucose sugar basically takes place on the terminal galactose chain. So overall structure of RBC related antigen is that there is the presence of a protein moiety, and that protein moiety is basically associated with different type of sugar molecules. Okay, this they are basically different sugar molecules, and we will represent it with different color. Okay, So this is the protein moiety and we will label it as P. This is the sugar N-acetyl galactosamine. This is uh, galactose and this is N-acetyl glucosamine, and again the terminal one is galactose. So what happens is, in presence of this enzyme fucosyl transferase, the fucose sugar basically transfers on the terminal galactose chain, that is this particular region. So here the addition of fucose occurs. So now this is the basic backbone of a blood group. This is the basic backbone of the blood group chain, and uh, whenever any other sugar are basically added to it, then there is a modulation in the chain. For example, like the protein moiety, NAG, galactose, N-acetyl glucosamine, and galactose along with fucose. If only this assembly is present, then the individual is said to have only O group. If there is the addition of another N-acetyl galactosamine, then we say that the individual is having A blood group. Whereas if on the terminal chain, instead of galactose, sorry a bit, I am taking a bit of time. Okay, so if this chain comprises of another galactose sugar, if another galactose sugar is added, then that individual is said to possess B group. And if an individual, if they carry those components, the components related to A and components related to B, then those individuals are basically called to have AB blood group. They are known to carry the AB blood group because they have the component of the A chain as well as component of the B chain, or the A antigen as well as the B antigen. Therefore they are designated as the AB blood group. Okay, now in some cases there is if any sort of mutation occurs, then there is a possibility then the H substance which normally occurs in this form can get converted into homozygous recessive form, and individual carrying those small h or homozygous recessive form of the H substance are known to carry only this segment of sugar, and therefore they are known to carry O group, or they possess the O blood group, because in the absence of the dominant form of H substance, there will be no formation of the fucosyl transferase and fucose sugar won't be added. Instead of that, only the organic chain, that is the first group where no fucose was added, that chain basically is transferred to those individuals. So that means that the individual in this case will carry NAG, they will carry galactose, they will carry N-acetylglucosamine, and they will again carry galactose. Apart from that, no other sugar, not even fucose, nor N-acetylgalactosamine, nor galactose, this type of extra chains won't be added in this scenario, and therefore the individual phenotypically represents itself as the O blood group. Okay, so that is associated with the components related to the RBC antigens and how it is associated with the blood grouping, right? Now we also know the fact that those individuals who are carrying who possesses like A blood group will carry A antigen, but the naturally occurring antibody which they will carry will be always anti B. If anti A will occur, if anti A is present over there, then it will start to degrade the A antigen, which will ultimately lead to the hemolysis of the RBCs and will lead to a severe immunogenic reaction. This type of reaction is commonly seen in the cases of the type 2 hypersensitivity, which is also called as the cytolytic reaction. Now, why this cytolytic reaction occurs? This cytolytic reaction is associated with the transfusion process. Now, what is transfusion? In transfusion, there are basically two individuals. One is donor, one is recipient. So, before giving blood, uh, it is always checked that whether the recipient carries the same blood group uh, for the blood which he has to receive from the donor. For example, if the recipient has the blood group A positive, then that individual can receive the blood only from those individuals who carry the same A positive blood group. If they receive the blood from B positive, then in that case the recipient will face the transfusion reaction or the cytolytic reaction, which will generate a fatal condition. So in similar way, it is very much important to know that whether the individual carries the which type of antigen along with his blood and what type of naturally occurring antibodies are present in his serum. Okay, so in similar way, individuals with B blood group will have B antigen and will have anti A antibodies, whereas in case of individuals with O blood group, they won't have A antigen or B antigen, but they will carry anti A and anti B type of antibodies, whereas in case of those individuals who are carrying A B blood group, they will have A antigen and B antigen, but they won't have any sort of antibodies. This occurs, this is due to the fact that if anti A and anti B both are present, then ultimately anti A will target the A antigen and anti-B will target the B antigen, and this will lead to the hemolysis. And again the type 2 hypersensitivity like scenario will arise, which will lead to the cytolytic reaction, which will ultimately be fatal to the recipient. Okay, so this completes our today's topic of immunohematology. I hope so that you have liked this video. If you really like this video, kindly share it with your friends and your colleagues to share the knowledge, and also subscribe my channel for further updates. Thank you very much.